West Central Industries, and we're talking to their kitchen staff as well as some of their drivers about a program that you may not be aware of. Meals on Wheels, Love Delivered. If you're not aware of Meals on Wheels, you really should know about it because you might have a neighbor, you might have a family member, you might have somebody in your church who could really benefit from the Meals on Wheels program. So we're going to turn to our friend Cindy Cameron over here. We're going to find out more about Meals on Wheels. What is the program? Why do people use it? And how could I access it? Or maybe I can't because I'm too young.
The Meals on Wheels program is actually a program for people that are just coming out of nursing homes, that can't cook for themselves, that may have just had a recent surgery, or anybody with a disability that can use the help of a hot, nutritious meal at lunchtime.
And you guys have been doing this hot, nutritious meal at lunchtime a long time, right?
We've been doing Meals on Wheels for approximately 40 years.
That's awesome. So you provide a hot, healthy meal to people's homes with Meals on Wheels.
Yes, we do, in the city limits of Willmar, and the cost of the meal is $5.46. We do deliver 6 days a week, with the exception of some holidays.
And that includes like beverage and dessert and all that good stuff?
It includes the hot meal, which generally is the meat, the potato, and a vegetable, a dessert, and a beverage.
That's awesome. And in addition, if you have family like I do who are getting elderly, it's kind of a check on your family member too, right?
Absolutely. We, when the drivers come, they come back with a clipboard and let me know of any issues. If the person wasn't home, then we make a phone call to the home for a safety check.
Okay. So if I have a family member who could use this service, or somebody from my church or somebody in my neighborhood I think could really benefit from this, and I'd like to pay for it, can I write a check to Meals on Wheels and get them signed up and have a meal delivered once a week? Or I think you guys deliver 6 times a week, like Monday through Saturday or something. Could I pay for it, and could they get meals, and how long does it take to get them all signed up?
You could absolutely come in and prepay for their Meals on Wheels. It takes approximately 24 hours. You can come in. We need to do a little intake form, which is just a few questions about a diet and an emergency contact, where they live, and we'll get them set up the next day.
That is awesome, and it's so much healthier than dollar menus or things like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I'm going to come over and talk to some of your drivers. This is Mary and Daryl, who I understand have been delivering meals a couple years now. And I'm curious. I know it takes thousands of people. I've worked with Cindy for a long time. I know that they do like 8 to 10 rounds a day, 6 days a week. And people like yourselves give lots and lots of your time. Some people give it once in a while. Some people give it once a month. Some people give it once a week. Tell us why, Mary and Daryl, you guys come over here and take these coolers that are behind us and go out and visit with people and deliver their meals.
Well, we do it twice a week. Like I say, we've been doing it for about 2 years. And since we're both retired, we like volunteer work. And years ago, my stepfather used to get Meals on Wheels. And I used to be over there all the time when he got it. And he looked forward to that good, hot meal every day. And then the driver would maybe say a few words to him, and then out the door he'd go. So it's a very good program. So we like doing it. It's good for the senior citizens.
And Mary, you want to share anything about why you go with your good-looking husband on the road and deliver these meals and check on people?
Well, it's one way to make sure that whoever is signed up gets one hot meal a day versus cereal and toast, probably otherwise for 3 meals.
Yeah, I know all about that. I have a mom who will eat popcorn and apples if she doesn't have somebody helping her out. So, well, we just want to thank Meals on Wheels for existing. We want to remind all of our viewers out there that if you know of someone who could use a hot meal, a hot, healthy meal, the Meals on Wheels is available. If you're looking for a volunteer, something to do with your spouse because you're retired, something to do with your child or your teenager, do a little bonding as you're driving in the car and you want to do a good thing. They're always looking for drivers for Meals on Wheels. We want to encourage you to either use the service or come on over and volunteer. We're at the Meals on Wheels program at West Central Industries, and you're watching the Do You Know Show, and we're moving on.
All right, welcome to the Wilmer Civic Center. It's a big event in our community going on. Kevin Matson, as always, joining us. It is the USA Curling Mixed National Championship. Tell us about the event.
Well, the Mixed National Championship is a combination, it's like co-ed, 2 men, 2 women on a team. It's one of 4 or 5 national championships that the United States Curling Association sponsors, and we were very fortunate to get our foot in the door and get one of these championships here. It's been a great event so far for us.
And you have 10 teams throughout the United States. Tell us about who's here.
The tournament represents, 10 regions of the United States are represented here. The West Coast, we have Alaska, California, and Arizona. And the East Coast, we have Connecticut, New Jersey, and North Dakota and Minnesota and Wisconsin are their own regions in themselves because they have so many curlers there. Illinois is also represented. So I think that pretty much covers the entire country in one way or another.
And these teams are very, very good. I've watched them here now, and we get a chance to see some of the video, but outstanding curlers.
These are national champion level curlers. I mean, they are state champions in each one of their individual states, and over the years they've been on teams that have competed in national competitions. Last year's winner actually isn't here because he won the national men's championship, and now he's getting ready to participate in the Olympic trials. Could be our Olympic player for the United States team. So this is the level of play that we see here.
That's very true. And, putting on an event like this takes a lot of people. Your curling club that you guys are work with, been around for a long time, worked hard. Tell us about what it takes to put it together, this event, and what the volunteers are doing.
It takes a tremendous amount of work to do something like this. And we have a great group of volunteers, 30 or 40, maybe 50 members in the curling club that have jumped in full force to not only put the event on, but they helped to finish the Blue Line Arena. Construction-wise here, we have been working away at finishing the arena here for several years, and now this was the incentive we needed to finish the arena, and they jumped in with all kinds of skills, from plumbing to carpentry to laying floor tile to everything. It's been just a great community effort by the curling club, and I can't say enough but how everybody pitched in to make this thing happen.
And the whole arena looks great. I mean, just from the paint and the surface, you guys did a great job with it. You can tell that there's something special going on here. And what kind of feedback have you been getting from the players and the teams?
The players and the teams just love it here. They have said, well, you guys have really nailed it. So that's the compliment I was looking for. This is a stepping stone for another national championship. I'd like to see the junior nationals come in here next in a couple of years. That would be just wonderful. I've worked at junior national championships before, and to get the building full, that'd be 20 teams of young people curling. It's just one of the greatest events ever. I'd like to get that one in here next.
That would be nice, and you've done a great job securing this event, and a great event in our community to bring this many teams in, and families, and who they're bringing with to help put a little financial burst into our community. So congratulations. Just put a little plug in too for people that are interested in curling out here at the Civic Center. Tell them what they can do.
Well, next year when we start a curling program again, watch for, of course, the Saturday night community Ed and Rec sponsored open curling, and that's where you can begin to learn the sport of curling. We have instructors there every Saturday night once the ice gets into the arena here in the fall, and you can learn the game of curling so that you can be a novice player. You can just use it for recreation. You can understand the game, or if you really get excited about it, you could even join one of our leagues. And we're getting a tremendous amount of inquiries right now about when does our fall season start, when can I try this game of curling. So I mean, this is a really good thing for growing the sport here in Wilmer.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's a great event to have in the community, especially in the winter when there's not as many things to do. You can do your regular winter things, you can do bowling and other indoor activities, but what a great way to come out, bond with some of your friends and some of the other teams, and be a part of a really growing event nationally in the United States.
That's right. It is a an athletic sport, and especially at this level, the athleticism is very high, but it's a social sport. And you're going to get together and play a game of curling, but you're going to get together as friends, and you're going to network with friends. It's a very good social sport, intergenerational, by the way, too. I can curl with my grandson and my son and myself. We can make a curling team together, and it's so much fun to do that.
All right. Well, congratulations again on getting this great event in our community, and hopefully there'll be more in the future. All right. We are moving on. All right, we're joined now by Paul Badgerow. You're out of Detroit, Michigan. You are the chief umpire for the national championships. What the heck does a chief umpire do?
Well, we try to maintain a level field of play for all competitors. In curling, they normally call their own infractions, so it's a pretty honorable sport. The main thing we've been doing so far is measurements. There's been no rule infractions, so they've made our life very, very easy this week.
And I'm guessing that you've been in curling for a while. Are you a curler, and how did you get to become a chief umpire?
Yeah, I've been curling for 25 years. Became an umpire by taking a level 1 course. You have to pass that. It's an open book test, 80%. You have to be a timer, do at least 3 draws, and then do the level 2 course, be a timing supervisor, and then you become an on-ice supervisor working under another chief umpire. I'm what they call an apprentice level 3 right now, and hopefully will become a level 3 after this event. And you work your way up. A level 4 is someone who would do World Curling Federation events, both in the United States and across the Atlantic.
Very good. And I'm guessing this kind of umpiring, unlike baseball, people don't yell at you, do they?
They may not be happy with the call you make occasionally, but they're usually pretty easygoing. I mean, there are certain penalties that we can impose if we have to, but it's been a long, long time since I've never had to impose one, but I know there are umpires who have. But again, curling is a very honorable sport.
That's good. So you don't have to throw anybody out, or you've never thrown anybody out, right? Or can you?
You can, but I've never had to.
Very good. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Give us your thoughts on the championships here in Willmar.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Willmar as a town. They've done a great job. The club has done a tremendous job. Kevin and his crew have worked, many hours to make the ice what it is. The competitors have had no complaints essentially about anything. They've been very, very happy. And I think there's a very good possibility that Willmar could see another event somewhere down the road. In fact, I'm on the United States Curling Association board, and I'm going to suggest to them in our April meeting that Willmar be considered again for some event. They have just done a great job. I cannot say enough about them. It's the first time it's ever been done in an arena. Normally this event is done in clubs, and there's always that concern, but Dave, our ice maker for the USCA, he can make ice out of almost anything, and he's made it easy. And Willmar has done a great job of making everything easy for the athletes. So, and that's what it's all about. I mean, that's the event is for them. It's not for any of the rest of us.
Oh, very good. We appreciate you being here and your time. I'll let you get back to your umpiring now.
Thank you very much.
All right, we are joined now by the Connecticut team. We have Derek and we have Carissa, fresh off a victory over Illinois. Congratulations on, first of all, making it here to the Nationals. Derek, why don't you tell us what it took to get your team here?
Well, all of us have been curling probably about 10 years or more. So there's been a lot of practice over the years. This is our first year together as a team, so we did a couple spiels, and then our playdowns were actually quite competitive. We had 7 teams in our region, and fortunately we were able to go through the round robin undefeated and win it and get out here. So it's been a lot of hard work over a number of years, and then we have this nice team.
Oh, very good. You guys looked really good out there playing. Technical advice, Carissa, for the people that are out here watching, this is one of the most important things that you need to know, and don't say have fun.
You know, the thing we always tell curlers that we work on a lot is balance. If you're not balanced in your slide, it's really hard to throw a good rock consistently. So we work all the time on balance. We'll throw without a broom, we'll throw rocks without a broom, we'll throw without a rock and a broom all the time just to make sure our slides are balanced.
You know, you guys make it look so easy too, and you're so good in what you do. I've been out and watching a number of times the leagues that they have here, but my gosh, you know, it's amazing to see how well, you know, you guys really work together and how skilled you are. Tell us a little bit, Derek, about your thoughts about the tournament here in Willmar.
Oh, this has been fantastic. I've been to this my 7th Mixed Nationals, and I will say, hands down, this has been the best one yet. The facility is tremendous. Best ice, this whole setup is that we've ever had. The hospitality has been great. I mean, everything, how friendly everyone's been, it's just been spectacular.
It's just a little too cold here.
It is a little too cold. What's it like in Connecticut now?
It's maybe in the 30s.
Okay, well, you know, here at this time last year, we were like 60 and 70, so...
That might have been nicer.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, I guess inside the ice is nice, and, you know, you guys are doing a great job. In second place right now, you're currently 6-2, so good luck for the rest of the tournament, and maybe we'll see you in the championship. And what do you get? Do you get a trophy or a medal, or what do you get?
Yeah, there's a huge trophy sitting out in the lobby. It would be nice to win that one.
All right, sounds good. Congratulations again on making it here, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here from the Willmar Civic Center and the Blue Line Club. You're watching Do You Know?
Hi, Jody Wambeck with the Early Childhood Family Programs and Early Childhood Initiative. Today we have Jenna Hansen, who is the Success by 6 coordinator, joining us. Jenna, welcome. Welcome to the Do You Know Show. Today we are going to talk to you a little bit about the Growmobile. And the Growmobile, I understand, was started by the Empower Group. Can you tell us a little bit about Empower?
Empower is a group that was formed in Willmar, Women United in Philanthropy, and their main focus is to get children prepared for kindergarten.
And one of those things that came out of Empower was the Growmobile. Tell us a little bit about what the Growmobile is.
The Growmobile is a traveling preschool. When the Growmobile travels to the different sites throughout the community, we provide preschool education to the children that we're servicing.
And now when you say different sites, do you go to child care homes or do you actually go to different sites within the community?
Both, actually. During the school year, the Growmobile travels to different daycare sites throughout the community. We'll travel anywhere that the United Way represents. And then during the summer, the Growmobile will travel to different areas throughout the community and outreach into the New London, Spicer, Atwater, Pennock areas as well.
What a great thing for the providers here in Willmar. And while you are there doing the visits with the providers, do you leave stuff with the providers? Do they get to have something that you leave with them?
Yes, they do. What happens is when I come in, my goal is to model an early childhood lesson for the providers while they're involved with the children as well. So we'll do an opening activity, do some work with the calendar, sing some songs, and then we'll do an activity that's focused around a theme for that visit. Currently we're working on a theme of spring, so we're doing a story with involving kites, and then we'll do a kite project at the end. As far as what stays with the provider, they're left with a tote, and in that tote is different activities that they can do for the 2 weeks in between the visits that I conduct. And so each provider gets a book. They also get a curriculum that goes with that book, and they are provided with the supplies that they need to do different activities throughout the 2 weeks.
What a great thing for the kids. So now during the school year, what a fun thing. But how in the summer is it different? Because in the summer you actually have a big vehicle that you drive around, don't you?
Mm-hmm. In the summer we use the Growmobile RV. You have maybe seen that around town. And for that event, what happens is that the RV will take and go to the parks and then unload the necessary things and activities that the kids will be doing during the time at that park. Kind of a similar structure. They'll have some story time, an activity, maybe a craft, games to play to keep the kids physically active, and then they're also able to leave each week with a book from the Growmobile for each family that participates.
And then it's also my understanding, Jenna, that in addition to the Growmobile, there are going to be activities for the older kids as well?
Mm-hmm. That's the goal this year, because the Growmobile has been around long enough now that kids in preschool are starting to get older, and so we see those kids coming to the Growmobile events as well. And so those kids will be also kind of put into a group, and they'll be doing some literacy and math activities, as well as a physical activity and a snack too.
And my understanding also is that there are other agencies that work with you guys in the summertime. So you have the Growmobile, and then some of the other older kids, or the Hawk program, which is Healthy Area Wilmer Kids, and then the Salvation Army too, right?
Mm-hmm. The Salvation Army provides a lunch for the children, so they kind of follow the Growmobile around to the sites, and then when the Growmobile leaves, then they pass out the food from the Salvation Army. The Stingers are also involved in the events. They come and volunteer. In the past, the Wilmer football team, high school football team, has been there to help with activities and groups of kids. And we're always looking for volunteers to help and participate. 4-H is a big project. They come and they're doing science activities with the kids each week.
So Jenna, if someone does want to volunteer or they would like more information, how would they get a hold of you, or who would they get a hold of so they could set that up?
They can call me here at the United Way, or speak to Renee, the executive director at the United Way also, and our phone number here is 235-1050.
What a great opportunity for the kids in our community, both in the summertime and during the school year. Jenna, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Another event that I want to be sure to tell you about is our April WOW event, and remember, WOW is World of Wonder. This month we are going to be at the YMCA, and it will be in conjunction with the Healthy Kids Night, which is on April 23rd, which I believe is a Tuesday, and it will be again at the YMCA. And there is more information both on the Candy Kids Ready website as well as the YMCA website. And then also, please don't forget, early childhood screening does need to happen with your kids between the ages of about 3.5 and 4. It's really important that we go through that screening to see if there are any potential either physical or cognitive issues. We want to make sure that we catch those prior to school so we can get those interventions done. And remember, call 231-8492 to register for your screening appointments. You are watching Do You Know?
This is the Master Gardener segment of Do You Know? And this afternoon we're meeting at Late Bloomers. We're looking at some spring flowers. There's an abundance of spring flowers here this week. And we're looking at, first of all, some of the tulips that Gwen has in her shop. And we have some pink ones over here that are in a pot. And they are just beginning to bloom. So if you take home a pot of tulips like this, within a week they'll be blooming. We also have the tulips that could be put into a bouquet. They are different colors. I'm sure that there are other colors too that you can get, but these are orange, red, and bright pink. So again, within the next week, those will be blooming. There's some interesting flowers here that are called bulb gardens. And I'll have Gwen tell a little bit about the care of the bulb gardens.
In this particular bulb garden, there's 4 different bulbs. Once these have grown and are blooming, you just don't water them anymore and cut them down. And in the fall, you can put them in a cool place, and in late fall, you can replant them outside.
And there's daffodils, tulips, a couple of hyacinths. I actually bought a couple of these. I have a friend who's in a nursing home, and so I came in and bought one of the large bulb gardens to take to her. And I was so impressed when I saw it that I came back a couple of days later and bought a smaller one for myself, and it's just beautiful. Starting to bloom now. The daffodils, of course, are yellow, and those are blooming. There's pussy willows in there, which I'm assuming were forced at one time. And the hyacinths will also be out within a week. So we have a larger bulb garden here. And the plant that I want to point out today is a hyacinth. And it's right over here. Excuse me, a hydrangea. It's right over here. The sample that Gwen has is a blue variety. And some of you may have grown the hydrangea in your yard. I have one that is a white variety, and it does really well. This one, the blue one, is hard to keep that color in our in Minnesota and western Minnesota especially. Our soil does not lend itself to blue or pink hydrangea, but you can add muric acid to it, the soil, and it will help the blue color. And this one particular one is not an outdoor variety. It's an indoor plant, and it is. It can be kept inside. You keep it in a sunny area or a bright area. Does need to be fertilized from time to time, and you do need to water the plant. Anything else that you want to add about flowers that you have this spring?
Well, just one other thing about hydrangeas. They take like water every day. They really like water, and if you don't water them enough, the leaves will start getting crunchy. So you want to make sure that they get water every day and just let it drain through to the bottom.
Okay. And Gwen, do you want? We also have some grass here, and that's something I've never bought, but it's in a pot, and it has some artificial color in with it, but it is very unique. Anything you'd like to add about the care of the grass?
Needs lots of water. That did not take long for us to start growing. I think about 7 days.
Well, it kind of sprouted over the weekend. Yep, it grew really fast. And we just use a water mister every day and mist it. And you can also cut it. You can give them a little haircut. He had one the other day, so.
I was just going to ask you, do you have a little lawnmower that you run over your plants? Right. So we are at Late Bloomers. We're looking at all kinds of a variety of spring flowers today. And next month you can join us again for hopefully some outdoor activities. And this has been Do You Know?